The most inspiring and thought-provoking quotes from the greatest writer of the 20th century, Bernard Shaw. I invite you to reflect on how we can apply them in our own lives. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. The secret of our misfortunes is that we have time to reflect, whether we are happy or no. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. The only man I know who behaves sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measurements anew every time he sees me, while all the rest go on with their old measurements and expect me to fit them. The power of accurate observation is commonly called cynicism by those who have not got it. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and, if they can't find them, make them. The greatest problem with communication is the illusion that it has been accomplished. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. The worst sin towards our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent to them. That's the essence of inhumanity. There is no love sincerer than the love of food. If you cannot get rid of the family skeleton, you may as well make it dance. A gentleman is one who puts more into the world than he takes out. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. The only way to avoid being miserable is not to have enough leisure to wonder whether you are happy or not. Life is not meant to be easy, my child, but take courage. It can be delightful. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it and become blind to the arguments against it. The worst thing about some men is that when they are not drunk, they are sober. You see things, and you say, "Why?" But I dream things that never were, and I say, "Why not?" The only true happiness comes from squandering ourselves for a purpose. The man who writes about himself and his own time is the only man who writes about all people and about all time. The greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. The best place to find God is in a garden. You can dig for Him there,